Well, hello again. Today I am taping the conversation about that topic. I will be doing this exercise with my little brother because unfortunately there were no students available. Um, we chose the topic about education. Let's start. Um, Maybe I could start with the question, what was a teacher that you really liked?
There was one teacher I really liked. This was a teacher named Gert. So what was special about him? It was he was really funny and he really made contact with his pupils. I really liked him. He made a lot of jokes in the class, and that made that it wasn't always seriously, because if it was really seriously I couldn't concentrate me on my work, but when there was a joke between I could focus after that more. So that was what I really liked about him.
Well, sounds great. I really love teachers who have a joke sometimes. A teacher I really liked was a preschool teacher. Um, he was my teacher in group 8, I think, and I really liked him because he gave drama lessons, and I love drama, and it was nice to do something else than just learning. It was learning, but in a fun way, and we were learning something else than usual. So, yes, that was just really fun. I really liked him.
Yeah.
And another teacher I really liked was a teacher in group 3, and I called her witch, but it doesn't sound really nice, but
No, it doesn't.
it was because she had a broom in her classroom, and that broom just really looked like a broom from a witch, so that's why I called her the witch. And she was really nice, and she understood that why I said it, so she wasn't mad at me. It was just a joke between the two of us, so that's why I really liked her. It's a kind of funny story, but yes, it was just good to have that kind of contact with your teacher.
Yes, sounds great.
Was there a teacher that you didn't like at all?
Yes, there's one teacher I really didn't like at all. It was a teacher on high school, and he was very aggressive in class. I was afraid of him. I was even so afraid of him that I was going to another school, because that school didn't do anything about his aggression in class. So I moved to another school. So now it's I'm doing great again.
Well,
So
of course, but aggression in class is just not acceptable. I don't think that you should be aggressive as a teacher. Of course, sometimes you can be mad, but aggression is never the solution, I think. Funny thing is, I've had the same teacher, I know who we're talking about, and I didn't like him at all either. There were a lot of students who didn't like him, so that says something. When there's just one student who doesn't like a teacher, it's just, yeah, you can't like everyone. But when a lot of students don't like a teacher, it becomes a problem. And yes, he was very aggressive. Yes.
yeah,
it's
my
just,
my whole class didn't like him, so I wasn't the only one.
No,
Actually,
I know.
almost the whole school didn't like him. So
I agree. Nobody really liked him. So yes, aggression in classroom, it's no.
yes.
Well, a teacher who I really hated was a teacher in preschool. Was in group 6, I believe, and he was very old. Almost
Boring.
retired, In the same year he retired, luckily, because I yeah, I was happy he left. He was so strict. Nothing was allowed, and he was just unpredictable. Sometimes he just um, laughed, and then he was very angry, and you never knew what he was going to do. And I remember one time he taped a boy to his chair while laughing like a maniac. Well, I was so scared of the man. So
I
yes.
don't think that's acceptable in class, taping students to their chairs.
No, I don't think you should do that as a teacher either. It's just insane. So that was a teacher I really didn't like. So I was really happy when he retired. So yes. Well, maybe we can make a top list with things we think a teacher should have to be a good teacher. I have paper and a pen, so I can write down what we think of. What do you think is the most important for a teacher?
I think what's very important for a teacher is that a teacher has respect for their students. Not that only the students have respect for their teacher, but that a teacher themselves also talk to students like they have respect.
Yes, of course, yeah. I couldn't agree more. I think respect from teacher to pupil and from pupil to teacher is very important to create a safe environment.
Yes, I think it needs to go two
So
ways.
I'll write respect down.
Yes, I think that's the right word for it.
Respect. Okay. Second one is maybe contact with your pupils, because it's just very important to know your pupils. They're all individuals. You can't just think, oh, this is my class. No, this is Mary and John, and you know, you
Yeah,
know
so
their
the-
names. You know what they need, and you treat every one of them in a different way because they need that, I think.
Yeah,
So-
it isn't student 1, 2 and 3. It is Jason, Kelly and Bart. They are different children.
Yes.
Everyone has his own user manual, I always say.
Yeah, so I couldn't agree more. So should I write down contacts
Yes.
with your pupils?
Yes, I think that's grade number 2.
Well, great. Is there another thing that we can think of? Maybe was there something you really liked about the teacher? What was his name? Gert?
Yes.
That you
yes.
think every teacher should have?
Yes, I think teacher must make a joke sometimes. If you explain a child something with a joke or on a funny way, I personally could remember it much better if the teacher told me like a joke than
Yes.
if he just said, remind this or else.
Yeah.
You know, if he says a nice story about it, I could better remind it.
Yeah, so a teacher must have fun.
Yes, you must have
So
fun and
fun
creativity.
Yeah, fun and creativity. I also think that's very, very important because otherwise you just become a very boring teacher, I think. So we
They
have
don't listen to you when
respect.
you're boring.
No, of course. We have respect, context, and fun and creativity. So, is there another thing that we can think of?
Yeah, I
Um,
think that grade number 4 is a safe place in classroom.
Of course, it's very important.
Absolutely no bullying.
Yes, it's important that as a teacher you can create a perfect safe environment in your classroom. You can't learn if you don't feel safe. So I think you must create a safe environment as a teacher. If there's bullying in your class, it's just a disaster, I think. So creating a safe environment. Well, oh, I see we have reached the time limits a long time ago. Well,
So,
last
let's make it quick.
one.
Number 5.
Number 5.
I'm thinking.
Maybe. Well,
I think it's very important to be consequent.
yes, of course.
That not the naughty boy gets punished immediately and the
Nice
quiet
girl.
boy or the nice girl like you know,
Thank you.
that they can do much more before they get punished. I think that's very important.
That wouldn't be fair, of
To be
course.
consequent and
Yes.
fair.
Well, I'll write it down.
Otherwise, students aren't gonna learn anything from their punishments if they know, yeah, but it isn't fair, so I didn't deserve it.
Of course. Well, we'll round off this very interesting conversation because we're almost 12 minutes talking right
I
now.
didn't know we talked that long already.
Well, thank you for this
yeah,
conversation.
It was nice to be here.